Hi there, and thanks for joining me today. We are going to paint a dragonfly, and I'm going to do a similar technique that I used in this dragonfly that you see here. That was a super duper fast tutorial, super simple. And this one I'm just going to do a little bit more detail. So I'm going to very lightly just kind of sketch in what I want, because I just want a couple more. I'm going to do the basic shape, which is just going to be, a long body. And then for the head, I'm actually going to kind of put the big eyes that they have. Whoops, there we go. Some big ovals for eyes. I think I need to change my lead here. There we go. All right. And I'm just speeding you through this portion because it's two very loose ovals and two very loose squares. I'm going to just erase them. I'm going to lighten up the pencil marks a little bit. I'm not even going to draw the wings in because, like I said, I'm using a similar technique to what we did for the last one, which is just going to lay the color in, and then I'm just going to pull that color out into the wings. And I'm just going to take my kneaded eraser and just lift the lines a little bit because I got pretty scribbly there. And now we are going to start with the body. And I'm going to start with just some water that I'm going to lay in the body and take it down like this. And then I'm going to grab some, I don't even know what this color is called, lime green, something like that. I will put in, I'll put it up on the screen what the colors are. And then I'm going to take this beautiful color that I mixed together with this lime green and some blue. Again, I'll put the color names up if you're interested. I just don't have them in front of me. And just going to tap those colors in here, let them blend together, and then I'm going to get a little bit darker towards the bottom here. I'm just tapping that in there as well. Okay. There we go. Letting all of those, I might just tap up here too with the darker and just let all of that mix together. And while that is still wet, we are going to pull out our wing shapes. So we're going to just start here. I've got just water on my brush and I tapped it on my paper towel. And I'm just going to pull the color out like this and just do a basic, very basic dragonfly wing shape. Okay, add a little bit more water, tap it on my paper towel. So we're just getting a very light color in here. And now let's do the other side. Pulling this color out. You know, this was a lot easier doing dragonflies and butterflies when I was doing, oh gosh, what's it called? When I was doing digital art. Because you can just do a mirror effect and be done with it, you know. But I'm not trying to be perfect. We're just going to pull the colors in here and give us our basic wings. All right, and now we'll do the bottom wings. You'll just give that guy a little bit more width there at the bottom, or at the center. And now let's go this way and keeping that water going. And bring it up here. Okay, there's that one. And the other side, similarly. All right, I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to dip up in here and make the wing a little bit higher here and a little bit wider here. Tweak, tweak. That's what we do. And I'm also going to dip into some of this and bring it out here. Okay. I'm actually not going to let it dry. Can you tell I don't really plan videos very well? I just kind of start painting and then I decide what I'm going to do. So I'm going to dip into this middle color that I used in the mid part of the body and just kind of tap it in here and there. And some of the parts of the wings have dried, and that's quite all right. Alrighty. And same here. We're going to do a lot of different work with the wings. As you saw, we're going to use some metallic paints today, which I have honestly not tried my metallic paints yet. I swatched them in that first little mini art haul video that I shared with you, and that's it. I have not. This is my practice. I want a little bit more of that blue as well. I kind of want a little bit of darker, you know, I left my wings on that dragonfly I did a month or so ago, that tutorial. I left them pretty, what's the word, transparent. I want these to be a little bit darker because I want, well, quite a bit darker, because I want the gold or whatever metallic paint I choose to use. I haven't even decided yet. I'm just kind of thinking gold. I want it to really kind of pop off of these colors. And so we're going to do that. We're going to attempt to do that and see what happens. I should be doing this in my sketchbook because I'm really trying to finish up with that sketchbook that I've been having a hard time with. But that's okay. Sometimes I just grab a piece of paper. This is Arches or Arche, if that's how you want to pronounce it, if you want to be all French about it. I took French. I just don't really speak French. But this is Arches paper. And so it's beautiful. And I cut it up. I cut it up into 4 pieces because I've just done a few different paintings. And I like this size. I think it's 9 by 12 paper, maybe? I can't remember initially. All right, I'm going to grab some more of my green and kind of tap it in here because it was getting a little bit too washed out there on the body. All right, we are going to let this completely dry. Okay, you know how I told you sometimes I just change my mind in the middle? Before I let it dry, I want some purple, so I just grabbed my purple and I'm just going to dab it here and there. Really not thinking it through, just dabbing. I'm not going off of a picture, I'm really just tapping colors in until I like what I see. I bet you know I was going to say that. We tweak until we like what we see, don't we? Okay, we're going to just see what happens as this dries. All right, that is basically dry. I'm not going back in here yet. I do want this to be completely dry before I add gold or metallic, whatever. But for now, I'm just going to add in this little section of the body. I'm just kind of doing little rectangles-ish. I've seen them kind of like teardrop shaped. I've seen, I don't know, lots of things. And this is just what I want to have happen. All right. And almost inevitably, I am going to come in with pen detail at the end to separate anything that I think might need to be separated, whether it's with black or white. We'll see. Or maybe just the metallic is going to do it. I don't know. I want his tail to be longer. It seems like it's a little bit out of proportion. And so I'm going to do that. Just kind of bring it around here. I don't know why I bend the tail because really they're kind of straight from what I saw, but I guess maybe it just adds to the whimsy. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, coming in now to paint the eyes, and I'm using red ochre. which is really just kind of a, I don't even know. I don't know. It kind of looks like a brownish, orangish brown, but it's called red ochre. So I'm guessing it has red in it. You know, I'm not super knowledgeable on all of that. But we're going to start with this, and we're going to just do some exaggerated big ol' dragonfly eyes. Alrighty. Letting that dry. All right, everything's dry. I'm coming in with a Micron size 8, and I'm going to outline things. I decided to use pen before the gold. I might use pen after the gold as well. I'm not sure. But I just want to get some dark outlining going here. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, we're going to come in with our metallics now. And yeah, maybe I'll put some copper in the eyes. I'm just going to play. I have not, like I told you, I have not touched these since we did our swatching of them. So I am using a smaller brush for this one. What I've been using for this whole thing is my Princeton snap brush size 6. And now I'm going to come in with my 0. And I'm really glad I swatched them so that I can see what they're going to look like on the paper. You know what I mean? Because it's hard for me to just look at those 3, especially the 3 gold ones, and see a difference. So I am going to start maybe with this mid one. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. All right, we're going to start there, and I'm going to outline the wings. And I'm speeding it up here a bit because I'm not familiar with these paints or these brushes, and so I was dipping back and forth a lot, not knowing how much the brushes would hold and such. And so it just took a little bit longer than I anticipated it would. Ooh, I'm going to stop right here and show you what's happening to this paint. This was in the reviews of some people on Amazon, that there tends to be a little hollow spot in some of the paints, which again, it does not bother me because I don't foresee that I will be using these. I mean, I might use them frequently, but I don't use a lot when I use them. So, and they were what, $8 or something. So I'm not mad. I'm just not mad. All right, let's do some lines in the wings. Let's see. I think I'll just start doing, I'm overthinking it. Just start drawing. Just start drawing lines, Carrie. Maybe we'll do something like this. I like that. So you can see a little bit of the, well, hopefully you can see a lot of the metallic, you know. But I might be overdoing it. I can be free to admit that because, again, it wasn't planned and I'm just playing. So that's that. I'm going to leave those for now because I'm not sure what I want to do with the bottom wings yet. I definitely don't want that many stripes in the bottom. So I'm going to dip into this, I guess copper is what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to paint the eyes because I think that would be pretty cool. Because they are kind of shiny and iridescent and everything. I like it. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. I think if I were to do this differently, I'm just looking at this now, the stripy wings, well, I wouldn't do that probably again, but I would also do just a lighter touch because the lines are just thicker than I would want. I kind of want them a little bit more dainty, but that's okay. All right. For now, still leaving those the bottom wings like that. And I'm going to dip back into that same, I'm going to try to get that gold just knocked down in there because it's, you know, bugging me. Get in there. Okay. Now I'm going to come in on the body part, and I'm just going to kind of, let's see, what am I going to do? Down the middle, maybe I'll do just a little gold highlight, if we're going to call it that, on the left side, just for some fun. This color in here, I want it to be darker, and so I'm going to come back with my size 6 brush, and I am going to just give that a second coat. I like that. Okay, I'm still playing here. I've got my Micron pen. I'm going to go over some of the gold just because it feels very overdone to me. And I don't even know how this pen is going to go with the gold, but I'm just going to kind of make a line. I'm not really going, I'm going to move this. I'm not really going in the middle. I'm not trying to go in the middle. I'm really just trying to just break up the gold a little bit. So I'm kind of just, see what I'm doing? I'm really just scribbling it in there and seeing what happens. I've never tried a pen over metallic paint, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. This is probably what most people do in their sketchbooks. I just kind of go for it, see what happens. I really do. I already like it better because that gold was like screaming at me and I'm like, ah, go away. All right. What do you think? Do you think the black makes it better, or do you wish I left it shiny? Okay, I like that so much better with the black. What do you think? It's still shiny, but I like the black accents in there. And for the bottom wings, I'm just going to leave the gold outline, and then I'm just going to make black lines. Just random. I probably said this in the other video, that it's just kind of like doing little tree branches is what it feels like when I do this. So just kind of randomly start making lines and doing some lines off of those lines and see what you think. I'm going to make the eyes just a little bit more of an outline on the outside here. Again, I want the eyes to be very exaggerated. I'm going to fill in this spot here again with some pen. And now I'm going to be very risky. Not really. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to try to splatter the gold. So let's dip in here, get plenty of water and paint on my brush. Part of me is thinking, part of me is thinking I really just want to play with this paint and get it all reshaped. But the other part of me is thinking about the painting and thinking that I could cover up part of the dragonfly. I think I'll cover his face. I just have a little sticky note here. So we'll grab, I don't even cut it. Just rip it off because I don't want gold in his eyes. All right. So that part will be protected. I think I'm okay if the gold gets on anything else in the painting. It's okay if it gets in the wings, on the tail or the body and whatever. So let's see what happens. If you could see me while I splatter, I'm really backed up a lot because I don't wear painting clothes when I do watercolors. For acrylics, oh yeah, I did. Okay, I'm liking that. I think I'm going to try to get a bigger, whoop, I just about fell. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I want to try to get bigger glops of gold splatter. And so I'm going to grab a bigger brush. This is a size 14. And I'm going to see if I can get some just a little bit bigger splotches. Am I overdoing it? Maybe. This is my very first time other than swatching my paints with you during my little mini art haul. So, oh yeah, I like that way better. So I might be overdoing things. It's okay. I'm having fun. There we go. I like it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that much. But let's see what. Oh. Okay, I had to exercise a little bit of self-control because I often remove the sticky note while everything is still wet, and that is just not advised because I've had it before where I take off the sticky note and it brushes in the splatter and smears it. So let me know what you think. Do you use metallic paints? Do you want to use metallic paints? Like I told you, these were like under, I don't know, I think they were under $9 at least on Amazon. And I really like them. You saw what happened. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything. It was a little hollow when I was using it, but again, that doesn't bother me because I feel like these are just going to be accents on my paintings occasionally. So not sad about that. All right. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you give metallics a try, let me know. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video.